move that Debbie and Steve come.
All right, well, it's just about 4 o'clock, so I think we should keep going and introduce Carol Flaim here, who's gonna speak to us. Carol, are you here?
I am here. Thank you so much for inviting us today. My name is Carol Flaim. I'm Clinical Director of Health Promotion here in Connecticut. Maybe some of you have seen me at summer games in our health promotion stations. I recognize an awful lot of your names and faces. So it's really good to see you. It's really good to be here. And thank you for inviting us to your meeting. So what do you think? You ready to get started?
Yeah.
I'm over here right now.
I'm ready.
Woohoo!
All right, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to discuss the responses to the Healthy Habits Survey that you guys completed over the last week or so. I do want to thank everybody for answering the survey. Your answers help us better plan activities and health education topics for our athletes. So your input is actually very important to us. At the end of the meeting, we've saved some time so we can take some more questions. I know there were a few questions. We're going to answer those. And then if there's others, that's going to be the time to ask us. All right, so we're going to move on to the next slide. Everybody that answered were between the ages of 19 and 50. Nice age range, and 87% of the responses were athletes responding. There was also a coach that responded, a family member, and a friend. So it's nice to see that kind of participation. Thank you. Okay, the next slide has to do with medical care. And I wanted to spend a minute on this because I had a couple of thoughts about this, especially this year, because this year has just been so odd. I'm really happy that everybody, 100%, all of us, we have a primary care physician or a family physician, whatever you call your doctor. Everybody has a doctor, and that's really wonderful. 60% of you have seen your doctor in the last 3 months. That's pretty terrific, especially this year. There's a few people that have not been there for their annual visit this year. And I suspect maybe appointments were scheduled in May or June. And of course, those appointments got canceled and pushed back into later in the year. So I ask you, if you haven't seen your doctor this year and you think you might be due, it's time to call and reschedule, okay? So just keep that in mind. Let's go on. Everybody's got a doctor. I was just like totally blown away with that. It's so awesome. All right, so the next question has to do with strong bones. And when we think about strong bones, we think about some things that can happen to bones, even when they are strong. So 33% have had a broken bone at different ages. So when I think of 33%, I think math. Oh my God, how do I do this? So I think what that means is that one out of 3 people has had a broken bone. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a broken bone.
Can I see some hands in the air for people that have had broken bones?
I don't.
No?
No.
I didn't.
No?
No.
Oh, well, somebody's had I know I broke my pinky. It hurt so much. I cried. I got nauseous. It was terrible. So I don't like hearing when people break their bones. It hurts a lot. So how many people have broken a bone?
Not me.
Not me.
Mine was
Me.
when
Okay.
when I was doing that dance one time. I didn't break it. It is more than like a. It's more like a, actually it's called whiplash. I had.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty painful too.
Oh, it is.
Oh, I'm sure whiplash was painful.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go on to the next slide. And that is, I need to find the next slide too. So the next question has to do with vitamin D. And just under 40% of the people that answered the survey take vitamin D. And you know, I think that the next time that you see your doctor, it might be wise to ask the doctor if you would benefit from taking a small supplement of vitamin D. We know there's a lot of different sources that we can get vitamin D into our systems. A supplement is one of those ways. So please ask. If everybody could just write down a little note to ask your doctor next time you see them if you would benefit from a vitamin D supplement. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to the next slide. There's a bunch of things that you can do to make sure that you have strong bones. But you know, vitamin D supplement is just one of those things. But vitamin D, we know that we can get that from the sun, and we know that we can get that from different foods. And we're going to talk about different foods a little bit in a few minutes that are high in both calcium and vitamin D. But we know that a little bit of sun, a little bit of good foods, and maybe our vitamin D will be just right. All right, so we're going to go on to the next slide, if that's okay. Is everybody ready for that?
Yeah.
All right. So look, I like this question, but I like water. And I suspect there's a team of people here, great athletes, that are very fond of drinking water. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I do. I
drink
do
it all the
drink.
time.
I drink some
When I go to a
water.
party, I drink soda, beer.
I do drink. I do drink like saucer water a lot.
Okay.
Yes, I do Crystal Light for me.
I put ginger on my water.
Tell me about that. Tell me about the ginger that you put in your water.
It's
Who said that?
me.
Who's me?
Carla.
Oh, hi, Carla.
I did it too. It's Jake.
Hi, Jay.
I
Tell
need
me, tell me about ginger in the water.
Okay,
Well-
I have to explain because Carla, she liked flavor in the water. But basically because she was drinking seltzer water.
Yes.
Cool. So I've been telling Carla, okay, seltzer water is okay, but not too much. And when I saw that the flavor was the one that it shot is ale, you know, ginger ale. So one day I grated some ginger inside and I give it to her. She didn't realize, and when she tasted, she liked it.
Yeah.
And I tell her, that's ginger. So then you will have calcium and the other benefit of the ginger.
Yeah.
So now every morning she dropped a piece of ginger. She smashed it with something and drop it in the water.
Thank you. You know, there's so many different benefits from ginger too. I like that. So thank you for telling us about it.
You tried it.
All right, and of course we know that we've got all kinds of choices. So there's many different things that we can drink, you know, other than water. But you know,
For
it's
me?
just one of the good.
Hi,
sources.
everybody.
Hi.
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 All right, and we can go on to the next slide. So the results are in. 92% of people drink water as the choice of their beverage when they're thirsty. There's some other things that were also chosen: sports drinks, juice, and non-diet soft drinks. So we want to be careful with some of those things, but again, great job with the water.
Yeah, I drink water. I mostly drink water. And sometimes I drink seltzer. I sometimes drink iced tea. I sometimes drink chocolate milk. I sometimes drink I mean, I rarely drink juice. I sometimes drink sports drinks. I rarely drink soda, and I never, ever, no matter what, drink energy drinks.
All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, we're gonna go on to the next slide.
Nep.
All right, so
Dun,
we really do we want you to know water is one of the best things to drink when you're thirsty. Drink water before, during, and after any workouts or any sporting practices. And how about, I'd like to see a raise of hands raised for anybody that meets the goal of drinking 5 bottles of water a day. So yesterday, how many people drank 5 bottles of water?
I
Raise your
do.
hands.
I do.
All right, who's counting? Nicole, can you count the number of hands up?
Sure can.
Thank you.
4.
4 gallons, maybe 4.5 gallons of water though, sometimes. But it depends.
No.
Looks like we have 8.
For you.
8, all right. So wait a second, there's 27 people on this call, right?
Matt,
Only
Right on.
8 people had drank 5 glasses of water yesterday?
Um,
Mine is like Crystal
No.
Light because I don't do regular water.
Crystal, that counts. That counts, Kimberly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah, stick your hand up there, okay? That's a
And me
yes.
too.
but
I do Crystal Light.
All
When
right,
I-
so we got more than 8 people.
No.
when I drink water, like I do have a, I do have
No.
herbal, I do have herbal tea, and then
Hey.
I do have seltzer, decaf coffee, and then I also drink in the afternoon, that sort of thing. Yes.
All right, good. So, all right, Nicole, how were those numbers? A little bit better, a little more than 8?
Yes, I believe we ended up with 12.
Ah, awesome. All right. So let's please do that. If we can do that every single day, that would be terrific. All right, so we're going to go on to the next slide.
No.
No, not yet?
The cat.
Oh,
Hi,
you're talking
hi.
to the, okay, you're talking to the cat. Oh,
Hi.
okay. Fruits. So, we're going to go on to the next slide, which is fruits. All right. Do you eat fruits? And
Yes.
there's a bunch of examples on the page.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're going to be talking about fruits and vegetables for the next few slides.
It's
But I
not.
want to ask you about this slide just for a moment. Can you think of some other fruits that are not in these pictures?
Watermelon. Hey.
No, there's watermelon there.
Yeah, I can say it now. Camel.
Mangoes.
I think
Carrots.
corn.
Carrots.
Oh, wait, is corn a fruit?
No, it's a vegetable.
Okay, so, I want to mention, somebody asked a question about a vegetable, and they wanted to know if it was a vegetable or if it was a fruit.
Probably a tomato.
And I don't know who asked the question, but the name of the fruit begins with an A.
Oh, I think I know.
Apple.
I heard it.
It's a
I heard
tomato.
it.
Apple.
Who said it? Who said avocado?
Oh, no, not
I
apple.
don't say it.
I said tomato. I said a tomato.
A. Apple.
A, starts with an A.
Apple.
Apple.
It is.
Apple.
Avocado. An avocado is a fruit.
Is it?
It's a fruit. And I learned something new about an avocado. an avocado is actually considered a berry because it's got that big seed in it. So that's what I learned new about avocados. So now, does anybody have any favorite fruits?
Oh, I got one.
Watermelon.
I
like
like banana
Grapes.
and pineapple. Watermelon
Oh,
and kiwi.
excuse me. I have a question
Grapes.
very quick.
I love bananas. I love watermelon, peaches, and grapes, bananas,
I
and pineapple.
And did somebody have a question?
did.
What's your question?
Me and my mom, we make cheese, but we buy the one in the store, but we make a cheese that's from my hometown. And we use the milk that's 2%.
We're going to,
We mix it with oil, with vinegar and salt, but it's very good because my mom puts she puts it in a bowl, like in a pan, like in those pan things, but they're what do you call that, Mom? Boiling in a pot. Boiling in a pot. And that's it. And that's it. You mix it up for that way it don't let it burn on the bottom. You just keep mixing it up and then you stop a little bit. Then you mix it up. Okay, yeah. And then the cheese is done.
Well, it sounds great. But I think of that as being something that's high in calcium. So we're going to go on because that's going to be a perfect example of something that's high in calcium. Okay?
No more.
Can I ask a question? Could I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
Ryan's low acid because he has ulcers in his esophagus.
Well, I'm trying to find out who's talking.
Ryan's mom.
I'm looking on my screen here. Forgive me, just Ryan's mom.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He
Okay.
has to have low
Gotcha.
acid. Are any fruits really low acid besides bananas?
Well, I'm going to look up some fruits that might, I think of a lot of your citrus fruits you would want to avoid.
Right.
But I think about things like,
Tangerines.
oh, I want to see if I can't put a little list together for you. All right. I'm going to make a note on that, okay? Because I suspect there's plenty of choices, but I don't want to say them off the top of my head and be wrong, okay?
That's fine. Thank you.
All right. So we've talked about our favorites. So now we're going to go to the next slide, which is vegetables.
That's somebody's phone.
My fair Broadway.
Whose phone is that?
Somebody's calling.
Cleared. Girl, mine is Broadway.
All right. So now this question. So you guys, I know you like fruits. Do you like vegetables as much as you like fruits?
All of them.
You like all of them?
Yeah.
I like corn.
Corn too.
I like cucumber.
Me too. My mom and I were making salad.
I love
Cleared.
eggplants too.
All right. So now what we found was that most everybody had 1 to 2 servings a day of fruits and 1 to 2 servings a day of vegetables. Our goal is to get 5 a day, right? So we've got some room to increase the amount of fruits and vegetables that we eat each day, but we're starting out with a good start. This is a great start. Everybody is eating both, so that's wonderful. Can we try to have maybe 1 more of each every day? Maybe even 2 more of each, and get it close to 5 fruits and 5 vegetables a day. that would be a goal and something wonderful to
Hi.
do for yourselves.
High fruits and high vegetables.
All right, so now the next slide has to do with Fit 5 and to eat at least 5 total fruits and vegetables each day. And remember that at least 1/2 your plate should be fruits and vegetables. They all count, whether it's fresh, frozen, canned, dried, they all count. And does anybody remember this and still have it?
I do.
Hi, Dad.
I know.
Thank you.
Do you, who's got it? You guys still use it?
I
Yeah.
do that sometimes.
All right. If you haven't used this in a while and you have it, go ahead and pull it out. There's
I don't
pictures
have
on
it.
it.
I
Pardon
don't
me?
have it.
Oh, you don't have it?
No.
I do. I do.
I
Don't
do.
you go and I get it.
All right, good. All right, terrific. So, you know, I'm wondering, there's a lot of vegetables that we don't think of very often. Can you think of 3 either vegetables or fruits that you would like to try?
Hi, Mom. Oh, thank you.
I looked up a list of vegetables, and there's vegetables I've never heard of before. I would like to ask you to look up online a list of vegetables or a list of fruits and a list of vegetables from A to Z, and see if there's anything on there that looks good or looks interesting that they may have at the grocery store. What do you think? I'm going to try that because some of them I've never heard of before.
Cauliflower.
I don't know. Yes, yes, no? You want to try something new?
Nah.
I have.
Okay.
I like nuts.
I like nuts too, but I don't know if a
Too.
nut is a fruit or vegetable. I don't think it's either.
Probably not.
I think that's protein.
Yeah.
Protein, it is.
All right, so I want you to think about fruits and vegetables, and I really want you to try something new, and I would love to hear what you thought of it, but you'd probably need to spell it out for me if it's something different, okay? So we're going to move on, and the next thing that we're going to talk about is foods that are high in calcium.
You know one.
All right.
Okay,
So
here we
there's a few examples in the picture of different sources of calcium.
go.
I know that there's things that you can think of that are high in calcium as well. And Zareya?
Yeah, that's ma'am, it's because your name is on the
I know. Yeah.
what I ate last night was the one that has the picture of a lemon.
Okay, but you were talking about something that your mom and you make at home, and that is something that's high in calcium. Do you want to remind us what that is?
Homemade cheese.
Homemade cheese.
Yes, very high in calcium, so that's great. Ryan, did you have a question?
Yes, I love yogurt.
Do you have a favorite kind of yogurt?
I like all kinds. I like the Stop and Shop brand.
Okay, all right.
Me, I do make yogurt parfaits.
Oh, I bet that's good. What else do you put in your yogurt parfait?
Well, for me, I put strawberries and I also put bananas. And
So when you put the bananas and the strawberries in your yogurt, that counts as another fruit for the day. Did you know that?
That I
Yeah.
usually do.
All right, good.
Oh, I have a quick question. My mom and I, we make a smoothie that has oats, but instead my mom cooks the oats in the pan.
Real
Oats.
And then, but it's the the one in the blue bag, the one that says oh, the one that it's like the brand for good and free, but it's oats.
Okay.
It's me and my mom eats that. I use it in a smoothie.
Okay.
He
All right.
puts that blueberries, um vanilla, coconut milk, almond milk, almond milk. We put a couple different things, and one of them is ice.
Okay. All right. Good. So when we look at the results of the foods high in calcium, those bone building foods, we see that you guys are doing a good job. 70% of you eat 1 to 2 servings a day of foods that are high in calcium. That's real good. We think you might even, just knowing a little bit more about it, you might be able to do a little bit better than that. So remember the My Plate recommendations. Your goal is to have 3 servings a day, and you're so close. If you're getting 1 to 2, add 1 more. Think about adding 1 more to the day, and you'll be so close to that guideline.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you think about a way that you might do that? What would be an example of something that you could do to have 1 more serving of calcium per day?
Make a smoothie.
Say that again, Matt?
Make a smoothie with your fruits and vegetables and your protein.
Okay, so you're getting it all in. All right. Ryan?
Yes, I just heard orange juice with calcium. Is that correct?
Hot foods high in calcium, yes.
I meant orange juice
It has calcium.
that has calcium.
I think Carol, he's asking if orange juice has calcium.
Say that again?
I think
Yes.
I was wondering if orange juice has calcium.
Orange juice has calcium, but it also has vitamin D in it. So,
Blueberries has vitamin D too.
so you know, the orange juice, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wasn't sure if I'd talk about it here. It does have calcium and it does have vitamin D, but it also has sugar. So it would be fine to drink, but not too much of it. So maybe 1 serving a day is going to be helpful for both calcium and vitamin D.
I drink orange juice a lot, but then my person little juice and then water inside the juice.
I do water too, but beer and soda I drink it at a party.
Boy, there.
Then when I go out
Cool.
to dinner.
All right, how about somebody we haven't heard from?
I had a quick question though. I used to drink orange juice and I used to get Charlie horses on my legs though. What is the best thing to drink though? Straight water?
Water. So, Aaron, what did you get on your legs?
I get Charlie horses before.
Okay, maybe some. Charlie horses can be caused by a lot of different things. It depends on what's causing them. But it is important to stay well hydrated. If you're staying well hydrated, if your Charlie horse was caused by dehydration, then extra water and maybe some orange juice would help. That would be helpful.
Okay.
I drink orange juice with water.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, we're going to move on to the next slide. All right, choose drinks and foods that strengthen your bones. So this is, again, goes to calcium. There are so many foods that can help to build and strengthen your bones. You can choose from dairy, dark green leafy vegetables, small fish, foods that have been fortified with extra calcium and vitamin D, and even tuna fish. You know, tuna fish is high in calcium. Who knew? All right. So what are some of your favorite calcium building foods?
Shrimp and macaroni.
Mostly chicken.
I like macaroni too and chicken.
I like,
Cheese.
and
Well,
for me,
Amen. And
I like what's that called? Salmon. I like salmon, tuna. But I like more when my mom puts lemon, like lime in the top.
Okay.
I ate yesterday that, and potatoes and
and I
mayonnaise.
love haddock.
But the mayonnaise was
love haddock.
inside the potatoes. It
Okay.
was already cut. It didn't have the skin.
So John, you had your hand up. You had said something that you liked.
Me?
I think so.
Yeah,
Um,
you
I had shrimp and macaroni.
Okay. All right. Shrimp, yes. I'm not really sure. Maybe macaroni. It is a grain. There might be some. Yes.
My father mixes it in together.
Oh,
all together.
okay. All right. It does sound pretty nutritious. Are you having a good glass of water or milk or something to go with that?
Yeah, like some water.
Okay.
I have like 2 glasses of water with that.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, does anybody else have any favorite high calcium food other than the ones we've already mentioned? Megan?
Yes,
love
I drink milk, and I do chocolate milk like Nesquik.
Mhm.
And I do like tuna.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Megan.
Yep.
All right. So have we covered that slide? Can we go on to the next one?
Yeah.
My mom, we make homemade Chinese food and we mix everything. We mix rice, but instead of brown rice and white rice, now we're using red rice, the red one. I don't know if that's higher or lower or that's more healthier, like brown rice or white rice.
I think this is opening up a opportunity to invite a registered dietitian. This is going beyond my comfort level or knowledge as a registered nurse. I know a little bit about nutrition, but not a ton. But I think that you guys are asking some really good questions. And I think that maybe we want to think about if it would be wise or beneficial to ask somebody to come talk to us that is a registered dietitian. So I'm hoping that Caitlin and Nicole could just jot that down as a possibility if that's something you guys think you'd benefit from.
I drink wine on occasionally.
And can we do a show of hands while we're thinking about that? Who thinks it would be a good idea to have a registered dietitian come speak with us?
I do.
I do.
All right, raise a hand, hands up. Ooh, and Nicole, you're counting, right?
Yep.
Oh, you guys are so good.
I'm giving 2 hands up.
I like that.
Looks
And
like a little more than half.
A little more than half. Okay, we'll take it. Well, it's up to you.
Like I said,
can't be, it's up to you. Okay.
Like I said, I drink wine on occasionally, like a holiday or party.
Yep.
Whatever. Like yeah.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the next slide. And this is a slide that's got some pretty pictures in it.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So we know about this slide, right?
Yeah.
What's the first thing that you think about when you see this slide?
I know one.
Good for you.
I see cookies and donuts. I see everything.
Sweets.
Yeah. We see. What do we see? What do we see though?
Sweets.
Foods that are high in
Sugar.
Honey.
sugar. All
I
right.
eat it like once in a while, though.
I'm thinking, what about if somebody doesn't buy it from the store? If somebody makes it homemade,
It's still sugar. All right. So now there's plenty of examples here. All right. There's chips, there's cookies, there's candies. The question is, do you snack on these foods?
I do it
I
like
do it sometimes, not all the time. I don't do it all the time.
Sometimes.
Okay. Do you do that on a daily basis or do you do that
Once a
once a week?
Once a
I
week.
did it
Once in a
twice.
while.
that weekly sometimes.
Once in a
I
while.
only did it 2
Once in a
times, and that was
while.
it.
Wow.
Only on Fridays and the weekend, and that's it.
Okay.
Not during the week.
I only eat 2 cookies or 3, and that's it. And me
Okay.
and Mama will just drink
Every day?
milk.
Pretzels for
No,
health.
we don't eat it
Well,
every day.
Mimi,
Some days. We
I-
eat it some days, not all the time.
All right.
I eat junk food sparingly.
Okay.
Pretzels
Okay.
were
So now
healthy.
we're going to go to the next slide because the next slide is the answers to that question. All right. So we're looking for that big circle. Caitlin.
Pretzels were healthy.
Oh, Caitlin, we just want to go one slide ahead when you can. All right. So this is how often, thank you. How often do you eat candy, cookies, or snack foods? Just under 40% of you said every day.
I
And
don't eat it every day.
50% said every week.
That is too much.
And 12% said every month. And you know,
Every
I
month.
do like sometimes.
I don't think that's that bad. But what should I say about that?
I'm just like, I don't eat a lot of sugar at home. Just when everyone comes when we drink milk or something, but I'm lactose intolerant.
Okay,
So I'm just drinking
we're
lactate milk.
when we think about what I'd like to focus on for a moment is we know the snack foods that taste really good are usually those things that are high in sugar, in fat, in calories, and they're really not good for us. So I want to focus now on some snacks that are healthy ideas, and are also, they taste really good. So what do you think about something like apples dipped in peanut butter? That sounds pretty good.
I don't like apples that much. I don't eat apples that much.
How about celery? Topped with peanut butter and some raisins?
The only way I eat celery is in a salad, and that's it. That's the only time I eat celery.
Wow, there's chances you've got opportunities to eat it at other times too.
We don't. The only one time a long time ago, we made the one I'm pointing at the one with the peanut butter and celery.
Yes.
I tried that one time a long time ago, and I liked it somewhere around the middle.
Well, I want you to think about the 5 things that are there, because you've got cottage cheese and tomatoes. That would be actually a really good snack, and it's a perfect time of year to get fresh tomatoes. Yogurt. We've got berries.
I like yogurt.
All right, so those might be some snacks to consider having, rather than some of the ones that are high in the sugar and the fat.
I like nuts.
I can't eat cottage cheese.
I love nuts, and I love raisins.
All right, so
raisins are sugar, really bad for you.
all right, so we're gonna go. So do we have any more questions on that slide? Some healthy snacks?
Right, okay. Can I tell you one question?
Yes.
Okay.
And I like
Can I eat cottage cheese? But is there any idea what I can have?
How much?
No, I cannot eat cottage cheese.
Oh.
I cannot eat it.
Okay. So
is it any options I can have, like yogurt or whatever?
Yeah, yogurt. Yogurt would be a good option. If you're lactose intolerant, anybody that might.
But when I that makes me that makes me upset stomach. That's what I had.
Okay. So we're gonna go on to the next slide.
Hey, Carol, I got something to say.
Oh, okay.
I like dark chocolate. Is dark chocolate healthier than milk chocolate?
I'm really seeing a need for a registered dietitian. I really am. I've heard that dark chocolate is better for you than.
Yes, that's what I'm
than
doing.
I've heard that. But I do want to continue to, well, you know, I want to make sure that we finish the slides so that we have time for questions at the end. So we have another like 6 slides. Do you want to talk some now or do you want to talk at the end?
We'll talk at the end.
Talk at the end? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Everybody
So,
can talk to the end after it's better because
okay.
people can
So
interrupt
then
people.
I want you to ask, I want you to remember those questions that you have, and then we're going to ask them at the end. And then we're going to think about things that we can do in the future meetings. All right, so this next slide has to do with sugar sweetened beverages. And there's examples in this picture. And with a raise of hands, just a raise of hands, how many people drink any of these beverages every day?
Excuse me. I drink soda like sometime, and then when I'm in a party,
Every day.
food and alcohol, like beer. Like I drink soda and beer sometime, and I'll just like at a party, and then I'll just drink it on my birthday.
Okay. All right. Just
like sometimes like maybe like once a month or every now and then, and that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, I drink iced tea every day, and
I do not drink iced tea. Don't even
Okay.
report me.
So it looks like out of all the people that responded to this, it's not too bad. Just over a quarter of the group, so that's 1 out of 4 people, has a sugar sweetened beverage every day. And most everybody else has one once a week or even less. So that's not too bad, okay?
Yeah, I have cranberry juice, but not the one that says pure cranberry juice. Tart, cranberry. What? Tart, cranberry.
Okay.
No sugar. And no sugar.
And no sugar. All right, good. So how do you pick a healthy beverage? We think, of course, we've talked about water. We've talked about diet or low calorie beverages instead of sugar sweetened beverages. I also think that if you are going to have a sugar sweetened beverage like a juice, that I would ask you to please, and even Gatorade, if you're drinking Gatorade, Powerade, if you're drinking any kind of juices,
I don't drink Powerade a lot, but sometimes I do.
Mix them half strength with water. They last longer, they taste better, and there's less sugar. Okay?
May I ask something very quick? The cranberry that me and my mom drink, it's very strong. It could kill, if I have a virus, it kills it lickety split.
All right.
That's how strong it is that's how it makes you could make a funny face with your mouth. But the way that me and my mom do it, we first serve it and then we put a little bit of water, we mix it up, and then me and my mom, we just put it down the hatch.
All right. It sounds like you guys do a great job in your kitchen, in your home with food and preparation.
Yeah.
But it's just something to realize that sometimes if you are going for something that is strong or has a lot of sugar, you can always put some water in it. All right?
Yeah, we always put water and stuff.
Or you can add a slice of lemon, lime, cucumbers. You could slice up a cucumber, and it makes your favorite fruit even more fun, or vegetable. Okay.
What's fun?
Vegetables are fun. Fruits are fun.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So we think about the stoplight. Is everybody familiar with the stoplight? Green, yellow, red? Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So if I said Coca-Cola. What color is Coca-Cola?
Red.
That's right.
Or
So if I
blue,
said
Red one.
water, what color is water?
Green.
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 So if I said orange juice, what
Yellow.
color is orange juice?
Yellow.
Warning. Yellow.
Orange.
Milk. Orange juice and milk. Yellow.
I think it's yellow.
Yellow.
I think it's yellow.
Yellow.
But I had to think. Somebody said orange.
It's orange.
And I said, yeah, or it's orange. That was good. Can somebody else think of a beverage that would be considered yellow?
Lemonade?
Okay. Orange juice and water is yellow.
Apple juice.
Lemonade.
Lemon juice.
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Lemon juice.
Lemonade. And I think it would depend on how much
Apple
sugar.
juice. Apple juice.
Apple juice. Okay.
I
Ryan,
said the
apple
same
juice.
thing.
I sometimes drink pink lemonade.
One
All right.
time, guys, one time I got my teeth, the
Mango
back of
juice.
my wisdom teeth out, and the doctor said don't eat nothing hard,
Uh-huh.
and don't drink nothing very hardish. So my mom asked him, could Carla drink apple juice? And drink, sure, but she has to drink it with water. Just a little bit of juice and a little bit of water. You mix it up.
It's
Drink
very
it down
good.
the hatch.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next slide. But before we do that, I want you to think about the next time you have something to drink, I want you to think about the stoplight and say, hey, is on the stoplight, is this red, yellow, or green? Okay, if you remember that, I'm going to try to remember that. And I know that I've got my water here.
Hey, Carol. I usually drink soda to start the party and a beer. And at the end, I do water.
I think beer is going to be, you know, is it Jake?
Yeah.
Jake, you're asking that question?
Yeah.
You're asking about a beer. I'm thinking if you're old enough to drink and you have one beer, I'm going to say that's okay as long as you're not driving.
Okay.
Okay? All right. I think that's okay. That's an okay thing to do.
I've been
In
on soda though when
moderation.
I'm not driving, and I'm like, okay.
All right, we're going to go on to the next slide. So, and you know something? This is about smoking, vaping, chewing tobacco.
That's terrible.
Does anybody
Terrible.
do that?
No.
I do not.
That's a big no-no. Uh-oh, that's a higher risk to getting killed.
So, yes.
No.
Yes.
Drop it. Drop
All right,
it.
good.
Hey,
So actually,
warning alert, warning. Woo!
nobody answered yes that they smoked
No,
or
that's
chewed or vaped.
terrible.
So I think everybody deserves a round for that. Well done. Well done, everybody.
Oh,
All right.
I think I know that somebody does. My dad. My dad's does the preparator thing.
All right. So, you know, I think basically everybody here is an athlete. Excuse me. Everybody here is an athlete, right?
Yeah.
Athletes
Yeah.
choose not to smoke. Athletes choose no tobacco. All right.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
addicted.
So, you know, the thing is, every once in a while, we might be around somebody that lights up a cigar or lights up a cigarette. So what kinds of things can we do if somebody lights up around us?
Walk away.
I cover my nose.
You covered it.
Yeah,
Walk away. Walk away.
Cover my nose or close the windows in my apartment.
So walking away is always something you can do, but you can also remind someone that you're an athlete and smoking interferes with my ability to perform. And could you smoke in another room or outside, please? You can always say that.
Yeah.
I have a
And
couple.
you know, I want to mention, there's one other thing. If we have a friend or somebody that we love who smokes, we can always ask them if they want to quit. Do they want to quit smoke? Do they want to continue to smoke? Or maybe they want to quit smoking. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody said, yeah, I'd really like to quit smoking? And then you can say to them, I can help you. Would you like me to help you? All right.
If my dad could stop smoking, I hope so, because that's just. And I have neighbors in the third floor that they smoke like crazy,
All
and
right.
they go in the back of where I live in to smoke. Sorry, there's a bug around my home. There's a.
So we have a few more slides to go, all right? But we are going to be running short on time if we don't move along. So we are going to go to the next slide. I'm really glad nobody smokes here. So the next thing we're going to talk about is one of my favorite things. Who has gone to the hand washing station at both promotions?
I did.
I wash my own.
Who's played with the germs? Those low germs.
I did once, a couple of times. I keep touching everything, but I use sanitizer, wash my hands.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, I'm hoping that everybody has soap and water. Out, you have hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Sanitizer.
Okay.
I use soap and water and sometimes sanitizer.
All right, good. And it's especially important this year that everybody is just very mindful about washing their hands. I think now is also the time to mention that while we're keeping our hands clean, we really want to not touch what?
Our faces.
Yeah. Yep. To really keep our hands away from our face.
And what about?
I use this after I do my hands. Hand cream.
Oh, I love that. I see hand cream. I see sanitizer. Oh my, that makes my heart happy. Oh, I love that.
I always use hand cream once in a while.
So it looks like everybody did a good job on hand washing. All of you made some really good choices. Please don't forget, it's important to wash your hands after playing with animals too. And after your sports practices. We don't always think about washing our hands after touching animals. All right, so do you know how many seconds or how many minutes or how long you're supposed to wash your hands?
20 minutes.
And how do those 20 minutes go by? What do you do?
ABCD, sing the ABC or sing happy birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, does everybody sing happy birthday?
Yeah.
Really? I only sing it. I sing it in my head. I only sing it in my head.
Oh, that's okay if you sing it in your head. That's all right.
I just do it in and out quick.
All right, so look, that was one of the last slides. So we've gone through a ton of stuff in like 53 minutes. We really have. So I want to thank you all. This was wonderful for me, and I love seeing you guys. I want to thank you for what you're bringing to our program. I also would like to know if does anyone want to meet with me sometime to discuss your health.
I would.
Maybe one day I will on the weekends. If one day you're available on the weekends, I'm in.
Next meeting I meet with you. Like, my health is good. It's never bad. Like,
I'll get all your names and email addresses to
Right,
Carol.
yes.
So
yeah, Debbie, you got mine. You got my mom's and mine.
Carol, questions I never got to ask you.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
Well, we're pretty much there. Well, wait.
Okay.
Before we go to questions, I just want you to know that if you get your email to Debbie with your question, she will forward that to me, and I'm happy to do the best that I can to answer your question. All right?
Okay.
Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
My
So-
mom will need to help me write it because I'm still learning how to read and type.
Okay,
and writing, so my mom will need to help me with that.
that's okay. We all need help at something. We all do. All right, so now we are kind of done. So now, what are you interested in talking about? Do you have things that you'd really like to see addressed?
Me? I want to get on a Cinderella dress. I really want to get inside a Cinderella dress this
And
year.
I'd like to be able to wear a bikini.
Yeah, I can go with you on that one. If we get to wear it next year, I'm like, hallelujah, if I get to wear it next year, this is not here.
So what would you guys like to hear from us? What would be topics that would be helpful?
How to eat healthy.
How to lose weight.
Yeah.
Oh, so, all right, so how to lose weight and nutrition. Who's up for a registered dietitian? Let's see some hands. Matt, stick your hand up. What about you, John?
It doesn't feel like one. That's all right.
That's okay, that's all right. All right, so maybe that would be a good topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you think, when we talked about some of the other things, the smoking, we didn't talk about sun safety. We didn't talk, what else did we not talk about?
About how to use sunblock during the beach.
Right. So would sun safety maybe be something helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't use a lot of sunblock.
Okay. But sun safety is also important in the wintertime. So I know we're going into the fall and then we'll be into the winter, but those are also times where our exposed skin can get sunburned. So we want to be mindful of that too.
Excuse me, Carol, I have my own personal trainer. He kind of helps me with my exercises and what needs for dieting. You think he can help me with that?
You can ask him.
His name's Rob Rodriguez, but I call him Robbie for nicknames sometimes.
Well, I think you should ask Robbie that question. I think he's going to be able to answer it for you.
And when you talked about the water and the foods, I was going to say, does granola bars count as like a health food?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But that's going to be a good question for a registered dietitian.
Yeah,
You know
and
what?
as for water, I know I drank enough, but sometimes it helps me go to the bathroom too much. Does that help too much?
No, well, that just means your kidneys are working the way they're supposed to be working. That's a good thing.
I use
That's good. That's a good thing.
What about if a person does some
Thank you.
me and my mom are doing qigong. What about that? It's an exercise as well.
Is that like karate chopping?
A little bit.
Don't hurt anybody.
But it's my mom, she wakes me up around 4 in the morning to do that exercise. There's one for beginners.
Okay.
There's one with happy kidneys. That means I go all the way here, and I'm trying to do the one from here.
All right, excellent. So we have 2 minutes left. How do we want to spend this 2 minutes?
You're talking about certain health foods that we never covered to eat.
Really? Who thought of that?
Allie Smith.
Okay.
I had a healthy lunch today that I meant to mention. I had a chicken Caesar salad for lunch. Is that a good thing?
In moderation, yes, but not too much. All right, who's next? Who's got another question?
Me.
Me. Who's me?
Jake.
Jake, what's your question?
I eat a bologna and cheese sandwich for lunch at work and at home every day when I'm home by myself. So how does that include dietitian?
Oh, it's another one of those registered dietitian questions. We got to get together with a registered dietitian.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other questions that don't have to do with?
I got one.
Wait, give somebody else a chance. Ryan.
Okay.
Yes, I want to ask about a very important one on.
I missed that. Brian, I can't hear you.
I don't know if you lost them. Hold on.
I think you might have lost him.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to wind things up by saying thank you. I've had a lot of fun today.
Oh, great.
I can't wait to see you guys again soon, all right?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this back to Debbie.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Carol.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
welcome. And if you all have
Thank
any
you.
questions, just email them to me and I'll get them to Carol, or if you want to talk with her one-on-one, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deb, I got one question to ask for you. When do you want those cards done that you mentioned?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just when you can
Yeah.
get them done. I think Megan was working on a thank you card for John, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I saw your email about the art stuff. I haven't discussed it with Mom and Dad yet.
All right, we could talk on after this meeting or tomorrow sometime.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you all, especially Carol and Caitlin and Nicole for setting this up. Carol, that was a wonderful presentation, so educational, so helpful. So we really thank you for your time and your expertise. Hey, everybody, take care. I'll send
Thank you,
her
Carol.
this too. So
Thank
you
you.
can do it again
Thank
if there's
you.
something you missed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
See you on the 17th.
Yep.
See you at the 17th, guys.